everybody. This is Melissa Free Range Psychic, and as promised, I have Linda G. Comanche Psychic with me. Hi, Linda. How
Hi,
are you?
girlfriend. What a weird week, huh?
Very strange. Very strange. You have to ask Andre what the heck is going on.
Oh, I need to contact. We need to be on tomorrow, him and me.
Oh, good. I love Andre, and I'd like to know. There's some strange astrological stuff going on. That's what I think.
Yeah. But it's good. It's really good for Biden.
Yeah. Oh, I get great messages from my guides regarding Biden. I really do, and I see him just in control. He and his cabinet, they see the bigger picture. They have done a lot of behind the scenes work and planning, and everything is just kind of going to be taken care of. A lot of our worries, but it's behind the scenes, and I think they were waiting for the midterms, so it's going to be very interesting this new year to see what they're going to actually attempt to do or get done, even with the House being the way it is. So, saying that, several people asked this question. Okay. I have asked my guides this question too about the House. Will the House go blue within the next year?
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, how do you see that happening?
Because they're going to blow it. They're going to do stupid things. I don't know why they keep doing that.
They really do.
And get rational for a minute, like Trump did this, and by God, he should be ousted and blah, blah, blah. Then they turn around and kiss his butt. But
I think the reason they do that is because they're terrified of losing the base. In the back of their minds, it's so entrenched that MAGA is, they have a certain mindset and they have to cater to them. And Trump is, a lot of them are still loyal to Trump, and within certain red states or red districts and states, they don't want to offend the people they're grifting from. They're still raising money from MAGA regarding the steel and everything else, like, Carrie Lake. And I think that's why
he's been hanging out at Mar-a-Lago all the time.
Carrie? I did my video on her this morning.
And what'd you see?
I saw Carrie being one of the people that has been chosen by Trump because of her celebrity and her looks. He really loves her. He really, he thinks she's fantastic, and he loves celebrities. And he just
she kisses his butt royally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so I always do a montage before. Is it a montage? Is that the right word for it? Of photographs that I think are pretty. Like they say in one photograph what you could say in a bunch of paragraphs, and it's all these different pictures of Trump with Carrie Lake and the expressions on their faces and their body language, and it looks like they're lovers. I didn't say that in the video, but I wondered about that. What do you think? Do you think they have been lovers?
No.
Because
she adores him, but he's not touching her.
It is so odd the way that their chemistry is. But I didn't talk about that in the video. What I talked about was that she really thought she was going to win. She's going to, hunker down and demand a recount, etc. But in the end, it's over for her, and she gets into the DOJ is looking at her.
So I think she thinks she's going to be Trump's running mate.
Oh, that could be true. I didn't think about that, but she's not going to get the opportunity, and none of her cases are going to win. Like that. That was one of the things I got, and I saw some possible involvement with the insurrection in the past, and I saw some criminality that she might get. She's kind of the same ilk as any of them, as Sidney Powell or Ginny Thomas. She was very much part of that, wanting that toppling of American democracy. And the other thing my guides were very clear on is she, like so many of the others, like Mike Lindell and Bannon and whatever, it's not just that they're power hungry or that they believe in MAGA. They're actually chaos agents that have been groomed by Putin, whether it's Putin directly or whomever early on, just like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, they were sought after. They were chosen, and they were chosen just like Trump because they were extreme. They were ridiculous.
Extremely stupid.
Yes. And what Putin wants more than anything is for us to lose faith in our democracy, to show the world, like, yeah, look, a bunch of, clowns and idiots and crazy people running the government in America. This is this really what you want? Look at how awful this is. This is what I've told you all along about democracy. That's why I think that people like that are being chosen, the extreme of the extreme. So it didn't look good for Kerry in the future, but that's what I saw. Okay. So I've been wondering this myself, got a lot of questions about this.
Okay.
Linda, okay. I'm just going to read it verbatim from here. It looks like Boebert and Frisch have a runoff, which they do. It's so close. Will Frisch be able to win in the recount?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I know he already said he lost.
Yes, but the recount had to go ahead because...
And I know the Republicans are furious. They're saying, he already said, congratulated. And I remember when it happened, I kind of thought, did he actually lose?
It's only 500 votes. It's so
close. I know, it's very
maybe
close.
There's like an uncounted batch from overseas or something.
Well, about that. His cards are good. They're going to be furious.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So the recount's actually going to find, I even feel like they already know they have some more votes to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. The election's really not 100% over even now.
Right.
Because it takes so long, especially in California, right, for votes to come in.
Right. And then you got your international and your military.
Yeah. And we were so gaslighted about that red wave.
Oh, well, that's why you don't listen to the media.
No.
They love to make us frightened.
Oh, yeah.
They love to make us frightened. They love to talk, and they keep showing Trump why. Why do you keep going to his events and showing what he said? Let him go. He's no longer president. He's no longer viable. But everybody wants to be afraid. What if he becomes president again? He's not.
I've never seen that. I've never seen him being president again. And I am upset with the media for what they did. I didn't watch. I didn't really. I didn't even know that there was going to be a red wave, allegedly, in their minds. And the reason that the whole way that or strategy, I should say, of the GOP right now, and this was the same with 2020, is give the illusion that the Republicans are winning, just like they did in 2020, which was what was it called? It was a mirage, the red mirage. So Trump told people to show up on voting day to not do the write-in ballots, because then it would look like the Republicans were winning, and then we'd have to wait, which we did, for the later votes to come in, which were the ballots of mail-in ballots. And then, of course, the Biden won, and the Democrats pulled off a lot of victories. The same thing in the midterms. So they wanted to go like super duper with that this time. Let's just take the win, like in a football game, and pretend that that's it. Like that, the whole Democratic
process. But here's the thing: they were talking about how it used to be. The normal status is that whoever is president, the opposite party will win.
Oh yeah, that too. That was,
and usually by a landslide. They take back to Congress, and then you got 2 years and nothing happening. That's the normal modus operandus. That's how it usually goes. But what happened is, And it wasn't a huge wave, and that's why they're hiring people to go in and look as to why wasn't it a huge wave. Well, duh, I'll tell you why. Listen to what you're saying. Listen to all the crap. Oh, and when we win, we're going to do this and that. No.
Well, Roe versus Wade.
Oh, that was huge. When that happened, my guide said, I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, no,
My guide said, this is the beginning of the end of the Republican Party.
Absolutely. No, that's what you were saying before, is like, what has happened to them? Whereas they used to use it like a strategy, or like a way to influence the base. It's like a bone or a carrot, where it would never happen, but you would fire up the base by promising it. And everybody seemed to know that if they actually did it, that it would be a disaster for them. And now they want to go ahead and did that, overturned Roe versus Wade. And of course this happened. We knew this was going to happen. I knew this would happen. I knew that the majority of this country is not going to want the restriction to reproductive rights, or gay marriage, or interracial marriage, or any of that stuff. So it's like they must have caved or something to the evangelicals. Maybe they didn't have any other option. Maybe the strong influences were demanding that they did it, but it was stupid politically, and they lost their best hand. They really did. And they keep on doing that every single thing, like the student loan before the midterms. Yeah, I threatened take that away from millions of Gen Z people who are just, of course, they're going to be upset with the Republicans.
Oh, and His Royal Highness, what's his name? Lindsey Graham. I think we should federally say no abortion past 15 weeks. Just right across the board, make it a federal law. Yeah.
And so why did Lindsey say that? Like, what is going on with what's going on with Lindsey? I know you've addressed that before. You want to draw cards on him? Or,
yeah.
Okay.
What was your feeling on Lindsey?
I feel that Lindsey is completely absorbed by the Russians, number one, by compromise, by
oh, he's going to get in trouble with the Georgia thing.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, he should. He broke the law.
He's going to get in trouble.
What kind of?
He's going to get a slap on the hand, but he's going to be in trouble. So he kind of starts going downhill after that. He's having to walk away. He might not even run again.
He's kind of complex, but I know I did a reading on him. I did a video on Lindsey really early on when I started my YouTube channel. And I saw compromise. I saw young men, and that he had
entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, entertainment purposes only. I'm sorry, that he had sold his soul to the devil. That he, like a lot of them, they're maybe they had some resistance at the beginning, but they're caught by their own. By their own illicit shadow self, or maybe money is a huge deal for these people. But it's so sad in a way, and so disgusting to see the way he worships Trump. And how is he going to pull himself away from Trump now?
Exactly.
Yeah, because he really has.
I'm telling you, he's compromised.
Oh, extremely compromised.
He's compromised by Putin.
Yes, it's extremely compromised. Okay. Let's see. Will all the gerrymandering and redistricting ever become more fair? And then this person kindly thanks us for sharing our gifts. Yeah, but that was the question. And also, please read on the safety of the Iran soccer team when they return home. So it's a two-parter.
Well, they got rid of that in Iran. They got rid of those people that were the police.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
They shut him down
The
because
Iranian,
people were dying. People were dying and they didn't care. And they literally closed that out, but there's still idiots in there.
is the elder, the leader, is it Khomeini? Is he going to die soon?
He's going to die soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he dies, I see people really wanting to have a fair, things will change in Iran within the next 2 years. Iran's going to be doing pretty good.
That is really wonderful to hear. And then we could move on to Putin. Somebody did ask a question about Putin. How long? I know you've read on him. I know you have.
I've read on him. Yeah. What did you get on him?
Oh, I always do updates on Putin. Well, I see Putin as being very sick. I have for several years.
Very sick. He fell down those stairs.
Yeah.
On himself.
Yeah, I've been reading about that. I just see him getting sicker and sicker. And my guide showed me early on that he would die of like a bone cancer, a metastasization of the cancer. He has allegedly abdominal cancer right now. And I saw that it would metastasize and then he would die of this horrible, painful wasting disease. And it's very karmic, like experiencing all of the pain that he has, or I can't say all of the pain, but excruciating pain. And it's correlating to all the pain that he has caused others, and there's nothing he can do about it. He gets weaker and weaker.
He has a whole bunch of body doubles.
Oh, does he? I didn't.
And he can't leave his status as the leader of Russia, because if he was to step down at all,
yeah,
everybody would come after him for crimes against humanity.
Yeah, he has never groomed a successor.
No.
He's terrified.
He thought he was indispensable.
And
he's upset that he fell and crapped and everybody saw it. He's upset about it. Usually if I crap, I fake a fall down just so.
Maybe that's what happened. But the other thing I've always seen about him, and I did a past life with where my guide showed me that he was reincarnation, allegedly, of Hitler. And this one I fought with my guides about. And then they showed me like why, and had me do comparative photographs and looked at their lives. And interestingly enough, Hitler was very sick at the end of his life. And he had a lot of also dependency on painkillers. And he had this doctor, I don't remember his name, but that doctor really controlled him because he was the only one who could actually alleviate the pain that Hitler was in. And
that's funny. I never saw Hitler being reincarnated. I saw him in turmoil.
Well, I did. As I said before, I argued with my guys about this. So, it's not written in stone. I could be very wrong. But right. What Hitler had a doctor, so does Putin. Like, that's what they showed me. Putin, at least whether he's a reincarnation of Hitler or not, it's the same type of situation where
journey. Yeah.
His doctor is in control of him. He has a doctor that is the one who dispenses the painkillers and the probably the B12 or energy shots. And the problem is that he can't really function without this doctor. And this doctor is getting more and more powerful. And it potentially, allegedly, one thing they showed me that could happen is that it will be this doctor who ends him.
Whoa.
The one that they keep on saying, the one he's most dependent on, and he's dependent on this doctor.
But he might accidentally overdose him or something.
Yeah, accidentally. But I see that to the very end, because he's a narcissist and because he's so stubborn and he's so he's just obsessed with having this legacy and being the one who brings the band back together again, brings the Soviet Union back together again and then conquers the rest of Europe, that he can't give up. And all of his henchmen are just hovering around him. And they smell blood in the water, of course. So the other thing that I see is that when he does die, and I think I think
It's imminent. It's coming up.
when you think about it, if somebody has cancer, stress is the last thing you want them to have to suffer, because stress is what can cause the quickening of the disease, right? And he's under so much stress, and that's an issue for him too, because the war in Ukraine is going so badly for him. So I think that's what hastens his ending too. Is that. Plus, I mean, he's sunk the Russian economy. But I do see the Russian people, just like the Chinese people and the Iranian people, rising up, and they want the West. They want a Western type democracy or something akin to it. They don't want to have this a terrible life that they have, where they're what is the point of it? So I do see a democracy in Russia.
Well, did you see all the Russians that just turned around and walked off? Putin was training 300,000 new people while it's winter. He figured it's a good time to train them, but they're not giving them warm clothes or decent food. Hundreds of thousands of people walked off, and they couldn't stop them. They left.
Yeah, what a horrible megalomaniac! What a
being like, fight for Russia, but by the way, bring your own sleeping bag, bring your own clothes.
Yeah, but when they get there, they don't have proper food.
No food.
To eat. They don't have proper shoes to wear. They don't have proper weapons, or they're not trained on their weapons. It's awful. It's such a crime, beyond the crime of towards the Ukrainian people. It's a crime to his own people.
Well, let me tell you, we were worried before, but I will tell you now that I know I don't see Putin dropping a dirty bomb. I don't see it at all. He's crazy enough to ask for it. But even if he does, I see people around him stopping it. No, we still want to live. We still want to live. He might even start asking for nukes before he dies, which is why he's expedited out faster than normal.
Yeah.
But I feel like he would do that because that's how he is. And if he's dying, to hell with all of you. You all can die. But the other ones are saying, no, we don't want to die. But I see Ukraine getting their lands back and rebuilding.
And even more than they had. I see getting Crimea back, getting the Donbass back, and becoming extremely successful, powerful country. I see that too. And
they're going to have an excellent military. They'll have a military that United States would even, I mean, we're pretty good, but they're even better, because Russia was terrible.
Oh yeah, Russia sucks as a military, and there's so much corruption there that I heard that instead of how it goes is that the leader of a branch of the military or the Navy or whatever, the money goes directly to them to be spent on whatever needs to
Oh, no wonder they don't have anything.
Yeah, so they just take the majority of the money, and that's what I heard allegedly. Not a great way to run a country, and the generals are, I forget, like they don't really have like the structure of like coordinated like team. They each of these generals is kind of acting on their own, and it's just a disaster. And Putin wanted it so much that probably early on when he was planning it, the people who said no, what are you talking about? He probably had them either ousted from the government or killed.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to say is the reason that he, my guides told me anyway, that when he feels threatened by somebody, he does have them killed, or whatever, killed by window, killed by falling, whatever, however they, death by window, falling out of a window or whatever. And obviously they've been murdered, but is because he's so weak that's the only way he can threaten people. Like he can't do it any other way. It's extreme. Like, okay, you go against me, you're gonna die. He tries not to give anybody any latitude, because that's the only way he can intimidate people, because because of his condition. And the other thing about him is I don't think that he's always here in like reality. I think he's on so many medications, so many opioids, painkillers, and he's also got, and maybe that's what the early Parkinson's is, really just his extreme pain and his medications, or he does have some kind of memory loss. He's in a tenuous place right now, and he's
Right.
very, very paranoid. So we're seeing the end of him, and it's just getting sped up because he's not really taking care of himself the way he needs to, which is not to be running this horrific war and destroying his own economy. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So, okay, let's see. What is the future of Georgia? Will there be a Democratic governor in the future?
Well, Warnock's going to win for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe that too. I believe that too.
What's the future of Georgia? I was born in Georgia.
You were? Where in Georgia?
Fort Benning, Columbus. My dad, I was a Army brat.
Oh, right.
My dad was in the paratroopers.
Wow. Do you remember Georgia, or did you leave
No.
when you were a baby?
I went back there years later when my daughter was little, and we went to the place where my mom and dad used to live.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little tiny 2-bedroom, with a little tiny kitchen. Happiest times of their lives were in Georgia. Let me look. What's going to happen with Georgia? Yeah, their cycle will change. Right now, that camp has got a hold on them right now. I thought for sure Stacey Abrams might take it, but
I thought so too. I did a reading back in January, February or something, and I saw her winning.
but she's not that well liked in Georgia, which is interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I
The
don't
good news is Kemp wouldn't go with Trump on his bull.
Well, I heard that the reason people voted for Kemp was as like a like to say, hey, it was a statement to say, hey, we don't like you, Trump, so we're voting for Kemp because
Interesting.
it's like
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So I do think next time around for governor, because he can't run again,
Oh, good. Yeah, they're getting more and more Democratic.
I think there'll be a governor that's better than Kemp.
So, what does Stacey Abrams' future look like?
I see her working in the White House.
Yeah, I do too. I do. She has a great future. It may not be as governor of Georgia like we both thought, but
There's an offer out of the blue coming to her.
wow.
She's sitting under the tree of life. She might have a position within the Democrat. She's kind of picky. She's not somebody just jump on board. But she'll have something to do within the Democratic committees or overseeing the Democrats, period. But she'll have something to do.
Yeah,
I see that.
Tremendous spirit. I love Stacey Abrams, and she didn't really get much a coverage.
No.
It was what a crazy election cycle. I hope it is in terms of the media. I hope that's never repeated because they did America a disservice. They really did.
Yeah.
So, will Matt Gaetz be formally charged?
Yes. Matt Gaetz is going down.
What will bring down Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Her connection with the January 6th. People are sending me pictures left and right. And at first I didn't think she had nothing to do with that bomb, but whoever planted those bombs was wearing the same exact shoes as her.
So
Walks just like her, even does the swing of the arm exactly the same.
Does she have 3 toes on each feet? Is that for real?
No, they always make fun of her.
That's not right. I wasn't sure.
She's got ugly toes, but it's not.
They call her 3 toes. Not that there's anything wrong with 3 toes. It's all right to have 3 toes. But I did a YouTube video on her. Well, not on her, on the pipe bomber. And my guides did tell me it was allegedly MTG, but I didn't say it in the video because I thought it was too controversial at the time. But they did show me a woman, and I believe they know
And she's the type to do that.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not
of course she
something
would.
where she'd be afraid or what. So, yeah, give me that bomb. I'll go plant it.
Yeah, she would do it. She would
Yeah.
do it. I read when I was researching her that in her high school yearbook, she was a woman or a student who would be most likely in the future arrested by the police.
Well, yeah, because she's
Yeah,
not fearful. She's manly,
yeah. It's
And
ironic
and
that
that guy that's going after her, that's not going to help her. Her
Fuente.
going after that.
Yeah, they're in a fight right now, and the um the GOP or that echelon of the GOP are so used to gaslighting and lying that they don't care whether there is actually a video of them. Like, I never saw that person, and yet here's you have Nick Fuentes introducing Marjorie Taylor Greene at a rally. I've seen that
Oh my
several times.
God.
Yeah, and Trump saying, "Oh, I never met Fuentes." Of course, he met Fuentes. He
Oh,
probably
but
met
let me ask you
several times.
something. What was this argument about? What are they arguing
Oh,
about?
because and I watched some of this actually on like a comedian who does like likes to show these clips and then kind of break them down for us. And so there was this. It's so hard to describe this, but there's Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, and Ye. Right, Ye is wearing in this video.
I saw that. I saw that.
That is so on so many levels.
Well, he's a whack job. He's really sick.
And and to me, what I saw was a very scared man hiding, and that was ridiculous. He looked like an evil Marvel character. He has no hold on reality. This was not a rap or a music show. And then there was Fuentes and Alex Jones, and Ye was actually more inflammatory than Nick Fuentes, but they were talking about Hitler and that Hitler was,
a great guy.
A great guy. He invented the microphone, which I don't believe he did. And I think that Marjorie, she criticized Fuentes for the statements, the very anti-Semitic statements that he made about the Jews. He went into this thing about the Jews being responsible for pornography, and I can't remember what it was. Just insane.
Like they talked about Hillary and that Pizzagate thing.
Yeah, so
total lies.
She wanted to step away from that. Maybe she has some donors that are Republican Jews. By the way, I've seen this like on Twitter where people say, well, why aren't the Republican Jews coming out against this? Almost 80% of Jews voted for Biden and are not affiliated with Trumpism. Like 21%. So just people know this is very.
And they live in Florida. So go ahead.
Yeah. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, I think Fuentes also started to attack Marjorie Taylor Greene for backing away from Ye and from these statements. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to get back into it and say, I disavow what, Nick Fuentes says and on and on. So that's what they're fighting about. And it's ridiculous because
She's actually kind of in the right.
Huh?
She is in the right.
Yeah, she is in the right.
Good that she's disavowing.
A complete hypocrite because earlier on she was at these racist rallies.
I know, but out loud she's acting like she's.
Yeah, and then Nick Fuentes is saying she's just a coward. Like she just does this for attention seeking, and then when the water gets too hot, she backs away from it. That's what he said about her.
He told everybody to call her big.
What?
Let her know she's big. She's a big woman.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He didn't use the word fat. He said big. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. So that's what that was about. But I think the FBI know about her being allegedly being.
I do too. I think there's a lot that's coming out when our guy Smith gets in there.
Yeah, and it's all going to come out. Every single thing. I'm so excited. So I have a few more questions here. What kind of senator will J.D. Vance be?
Whack job.
because they wondered, is he going to be more moderate? You know, people are always so hopeful, right, about
No, he's going to be
these
an
MAGA
ass.
people, but no, I mean, he was at the actual Capitol during the
He may be one
insurrection.
of the ones going down
Oh yeah,
because I
and
don't see him being able to hang in long.
then this is my question
What?
to you: is Trump losing his mind?
Oh yeah, he's very smart, even though he acts so stupid. He's a snake in a fox. He manages to talk through things almost like Walker, like it's a sworn honest to God truth and it's a total fib. He doesn't know how to tell the truth. He's very frightened right now.
Is that why he's
And he
talking about?
wants people to pull up in arms and fight the government.
So that's why he's talking about the
That's his
Constitution.
focus. Everybody grab your guns. Let's get rid of these idiots. But they're not doing it. You know, he's giving them, oh, can you believe how bad they're treating people in prison right now? The Proud Boys. I'll tell you, if I'm president, I'm going to, pardon all of them. Well, he said that before when he was still president. You know, yeah, I'm going to pardon all you. And they kept asking him, where's the pardon? And he never did.
He doesn't care about them. In fact, he makes fun of his base. He thinks they're disgusting people. You know, they're just. He sees them as being trash, but trash that he can manipulate. And
when they did his Mar-a-Lago, when they came in and did the search, and he was up in arms, people need to go to the streets. So he had 12 people show up at Mar-a-Lago with the big Trump signs, 12. And he was hoping like people would be marching the streets like they did for George Floyd. He wanted that kind of stuff. 12 people showed up. Mar-a-Lago wouldn't even let them use their toilet. And they're marching on his behalf.
Yeah, see, the reason I asked about whether he's losing his mind or not, because this last tweet about we have to eradicate the Constitution. We have to now topple the government, and we have to establish an autocracy, which I think Fuentes and that's what they were talking about how we need an autocracy. An autocracy is a good thing. That's crazy. That he must have been in a narcissistic rage, because that's going to come back to bite him. That is the definition of sedition. All we need to do, even if I think maybe I'll ask another question about Twitter. But the more they let, just like that, like his lawyers don't want him to testify, the more they let Trump just run his mouth, the deeper he digs himself in.
He digs himself in.
He, like Putin, he's losing the grasp of what is happening at the moment. Maybe in the past he had all this power, but he doesn't have it anymore. And Murdoch is pulling away from him. His donors are pulling away from him, and they don't want him anymore. And you think the same thing, I think, because we had kind of talked about it before. So the Twitter, let's just end on that. Elon Musk and Twitter, and that is another attack on our democracy and the world's democracies, as far as I can see, because Elon Musk was bought in there to topple Twitter, to get rid. I had a vision of like Trump early on when he was, not early on in his presidency, but in the past, when he was ejected from Twitter, going, let's destroy Twitter, and somebody saying we can buy Twitter. Like, this was hatched because of
Saudi Arabia is part of it.
Yes. So, what is the future of Twitter?
Oh, well, Twitter's going to hang in there like MySpace. But Twitter's losing money. He's losing money, Elon Musk. He's losing so much money that it's going to affect, apparently, Tesla is dropping. It's hardly anything now. And it's going to continue. And the board right now are talking about removing him. Tesla board.
The Tesla board. Because I was thinking Twitter must have shareholders too. Like,
So what's going to happen with him? I've never saw him doing Twitter and making it successful. I see it gets so ugly that people are done. There's going to be some stuff coming up on Trump that is going to be, and others, that it's just cracked wide open. It's the things Mueller said, but, Barr wrapped it up and put a pink bow on it and act like nothing to see here. There was something to see there. So all this garbage and all this Russian collusion and all this is coming out. His people still won't believe it, but a lot of sane people will believe it. And Elon Musk is a nothing burger at the end of the day. All that stuff will go down.
Do you think that he'll get kicked off Twitter, or the government will come in and say it's inappropriate?
He's going to do something really stupid, even more stupid than he's already done. And I do feel like they're going to say, you need to step up. And
somebody else will take over Twitter.
It feels like someone else. That guy, that Jack guy that used to he started Twitter.
Jack Dorsey.
He's starting a new one. And as soon as this is open, I'm jumping over there.
I have some issues with him because he sold Twitter to Musk, and he thought he would be good. And he
had sold Twitter way before Musk.
Oh, I thought that he was the one that. Who did he sell it to?
He sold it to someone else.
Oh my God! Then I'm wrong. Okay.
He's been out of the picture for a while.
I assumed that he
and he said, I'm going to come back in and make Twitter right. But he wasn't the one that sold it to Musk.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that, because I was resisting his Blue Sky. That's what it's called.
No, he's going to start this new one. I think it's going to be a great success. And then that's why Twitter turns into a kind of a has-been, I even see the government switching, the White House, all of them switching to this Blue Sky or whatever it is.
Because you can't stop the community. You can't stop this. You can take away, one service, but it's going to replicate itself. There's just no way it can be stopped. So if Twitter goes down, something else is going to come and take its place.
And Elon Musk is a whack job. You think Ye or Ye or whatever they call him is a whack job. Elon Musk, I know he's Asperger's, but there's something wrong. Some of the stuff he says, I didn't follow him, and yet he was showing on my feed. So, I double blocked him. But I don't want to hear it or see it. It's disturbing.
He was showing some sexually inappropriate things. Did you?
And he offered Trump to come back on, and he needed Trump to come back on. He thought he was acting like, oh, watch this, I'm going to do a big favor. Where Trump is beholden to his people on Truth Social.
Yeah.
So he's not going to go. He said, no, I'm beholden to my people on Truth Social. Yeah. And then he did a cartoon. Did you see that cartoon?
I did. Yeah. I did.
Of a lady who is bare butt. It's a cartoon. And her rear is up in the air, and the Twitter bird is covering her privates. And then he's got Twitter on there, and then he's got like a priest standing there shaking, sweating, and he put Trump. Like, are you sure you don't want this in a sexual manner? It was very gross.
I saw it, but I didn't catch that. Like, I didn't want to really look at it, and I think I just blocked it. But that was bizarre.
Really bizarre. Like, you can't help yourself. Come on, you want it.
Oh my God. So Alana's going down, and he's been so damaging to Tesla and that company, which he did not.
The company's going to get him out. And the other thing I'm feeling is that Elon Musk is going to his statement about the Democrats were involved in the election in 2020 or something like that, some sort of statement like that, for entertainment purposes only. This is per Elon Musk. And I think that statement was not true. And I almost feel like somebody might say, prove it or something to him. And he's trying to look for the details so he can throw it on everybody's face.
He published something about Hunter's laptop, which there is no laptop. There's just a hard drive that was sold to Giuliani by the Russians. That's been,
And by the way, it's known fact that Bannon put a bunch of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Bannon uploaded a bunch of stuff, fake stuff.
There, and it came from the Russians. I think he got in Ukraine before Zelensky became president. But it's just a bunch of gaslighting. It's just a bunch of compromise that's like been so compromises. None of it is true. But there is no laptop. There's just the hard drive that's gone through.
And then Don Jr. is over there. You know how he does this thing all the time. He's doing this and he's talking 100 miles an hour. I didn't watch it, but someone said, oh my God, here he goes. He wants to know why Hunter Biden's laptop wasn't public, because if it had been public, nobody would have voted for Biden. And my dad would have won. And I'm saying,
that's what they'd like you to think.
Obviously, you don't know why your dad didn't win. Got nothing to do with Hunter Biden or even with Biden. Everything to do with you. And what Barr told his father was, you're going to lose. What are you doing trying to take away Obamacare in the middle of a pandemic? Everybody's tired of your constant commotion and making fun of people and talking to people are tired. And he blew it on the COVID thing. He blew it. He blew it. And he acted like it was a fake Democratic hoax. And he was so busy talking trash about people. Some people like it, but most Americans don't like it. He didn't lose because, oh God, Hunter. And also, this is the same man who swore his family wouldn't have any part of the presidency, brought them all in. And when they said, we can't give them the security, we can't give them the clearances, he said, give it to them anyway. And all of them made millions while they were in office.
I read that, like,
see Hunter Biden in office? No.
I read that Trump made like $1.6 billion.
Yes.
Did you?
Oh yeah, he was golfing every single weekend, charging the Secret Service top dollar, $10 for a bottle of water, and we paid it. Us taxpayers paid it.
Yeah.
Part of the reason we're coming out of our deficit is we're not paying for Trump anymore.
Yeah. Oh, could you, before we end, could you throw cards on Elon Musk? Do you mind?
Sure. Elon Musk. You know, I saw him on Saturday Night Live and I thought it was hysterical. I really enjoyed it. And then at first when he took Twitter, being that he was so funny on Saturday Night Live, I thought, well, maybe he has, he's decent. But he just keeps proving himself to be horrible.
He is horrible.
Okay, so he's worried about money. All he wants is money, and all these people are leaving him. That's why he wanted Trump in there. He was hoping some of these people that left would come back.
Like, well, Apple has left, right?
No, Apple is still selling his app.
Oh, I thought they were going to
He met
stop.
with Tim Cook.
Okay, so it's still there.
He can change on a dime. He can come off. He's represented by the demon. So he can act like he's an angel. Or whatever he schmoozed Tim with, Tim bought it.
Yeah.
So his magic is going to disappear. He's going to open his mouth one too many times. He's going to, it's interesting that there's a woman too around him that might take him down. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's somebody even in office that we decides we're going to have a hearing about.
Maybe it's Elizabeth Warren, because Musk and Warren have been having a Twitter fight recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
He called her Senator Karen, and he has some mommy issues, I believe.
He's terrible. His mother was on Saturday Night Live too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You got to watch that episode.
Yeah, I will. I'll find it. So maybe it's Elizabeth Warren who's going to bring him down.
Could be. It feels like a woman is a very big part of taking him out.
Yeah.
But I see Twitter kind of like MySpace, kind of like
it carries on, but it's not what it was.
But it's not. And then I see something new coming in that will take over, that everybody's jumping ship and going there.
Yeah. I'm going to be on several platforms and then just figure out which one. I mean, it doesn't hurt to be on. I'm on Tribal.
I went to Tribal, I think, and I can't figure it out. I don't know how to use it.
I'm still on Twitter,
Me too. I'm just waiting for it to crash.
I think I posted today something like, um, I'm ignoring the negative and focusing on the positive, and that's the only way I can survive Twitter. That's what I posted.
Well, and then James Wood is suing the Democratic people because he can't get a job because of the Democrats. And somebody said John Voight is suing too. And I'm like, maybe there were has-beens.
Yeah.
But no, oh, the Democrats, look what they did to me. But it was okay for Trump to call Meryl Streep, multi-Academy Award winner, a has-been.
Yeah.
That's okay for him, but oh God.
They're not going to win with defamation or something.
It's not going to win.
It's all going to get thrown out. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Probably all were Harvey Weinstein fans.
Oh my God. So what an interesting time we're in right now. It's just
yeah, girlfriend. Are you going to do 2023 predictions?
I will. Yeah, I usually do, but I'll probably wait until January.
I'm going to do mine today when we hang up.
The end of January, at the end of not January, but the end of December, I'll probably do it. So you're going to do your 2023 predictions today? That's very exciting.
All right, girlfriend.
Well, I will let you go ahead and do that. I will look for that.
All right, honey. You take care.
Thank you for being on my show, Linda. Bye-bye.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks. It was fun.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.